on radio and TV. His name is Zamfir.
Hi, honey. Wait till you hear what happened here today. Chief called Smart twice, and when he didn't answer...
Two detectives.
He had been like...
The negativity.
Most taller, non-out...
By what name is he better known? On our 10-point scale, this question has a difficulty rating of 5.
Start
a little early.
Be careful not to spill. Spill? Who's going to...
And tonight,
Hey, how come you never tell me when you're...
to find out how it can help you.
Well,
Study.
And of the Tokyo police say they have no idea who returned the missing monsters or why. And a rock and roller will have his day in court. We'll explain in just a moment.
Vision and hearing testing.
We have the technology, and it's very simple and following from that.
Morning's forecast.
That implies
we take one of its main players, who was Jack Ruby, a very little man called...
going to a false time.
It's and pedestrian reroute.
Between you and the...
yeah, let's go.
Remember when every song on the radio was your favorite? Oldies 103 FM. We're making you feel good all over again. All day and all night long. The greatest hits of all time. Oldies 103 FM.
So I saw this detergent with bleach alternative, and I wondered how it compared to my Clorox 2 on colored loads. So I pulled out the twins' dirty shirts. I washed this one in detergent with bleach alternative, and this one in Clorox 2 and my regular detergent. And look, the shirt washed in Clorox 2 is cleaner and brighter. I think I'll stay with my Clorox 2. Clorox 2 color-safe bleach. Gets clothes clean and bright.
Well, here's something. 2 successful CPAs, obviously on a business-related trip, huh? If it doesn't look like a bean counter's car, that's because it's not. This is a driver's car, pal. An Infinity. And that is one confident lady. You see that? She didn't even get a receipt. Infinity. Makes you want to take up driving again, doesn't it?
Vail, the king of Colorado skiing, extends its reign as #1. 5-night packages to America's favorite ski resort start at just $527 per person. For Vail information or to make reservations, call 1-800-525-2257.
Hollywood, California, home of the 64th Annual Academy Awards. Do you ever wonder why the people you want to win an Oscar...
Do you think a woman is involved?
Who teach this? I know my Sunday school is preparing them. Ukrainians are known for their Easter eggs, which are actually originally pagan symbols of the rites of spring, and later the symbols were either Christian symbols were added to the Easter eggs, or the pagan symbols were Christianized. The new Easter eggs every year, the pisanki, the newly created ones, are put in the Easter basket and brought to church on Easter at midnight and are blessed after the Easter services.
Father Andriy notes that the Ukrainian Orthodox celebrate Easter on a different day than most other Christians. So Ukrainians will be exchanging eggs not this weekend, but next. Pisanki are decorated by a complicated dye process akin to batik. Melted beeswax is applied with a stylus called a kistka to a fresh, uncooked white egg, and then the egg is dipped in a succession of dye baths. Sophie Windsor, who has been teaching others to make pisanka in Boston for the last 25 years, starts with a design like this one.
And your most important is...
It did not seem to matter. The United States was neutral. It was unthinkable for the Lusitania to be attacked. Passengers relaxed in the splendor of the lavishly furnished staterooms. The weather on the journey across was splendid. German U-boats had a limited range, and for the first 6 days, no danger threatened. As her route took her round the coast of southern Ireland, however, the Lusitania entered the war zone. Normally, the Royal Navy escorted any ship carrying cargo. Even cargo of mules earlier had warranted 3 destroyers and an armed cruiser. Yet the Lusitania, with its VIP passengers, was sailing the course alone. There had been warnings, and advertisement of the Lusitania's sailing times was accompanied by a notice from the German embassy advising passengers that they traveled at their own risk. German U-boats freely roamed the high seas and scored some spectacular successes. Moreover, a single German U-boat was known to be active in the war zone, which was part of the Lusitania's path. It was commanded by a Captain Schweiger, who had once attacked a hospital ship without warning. During the 30 hours before the Lusitania's arrival, he had sunk 3 vessels off the Irish coast, 2 of them substantial merchant ships. To sink them, he had to use up all but 1 of his torpedoes. As he awaited the Lusitania, he surfaced to regenerate his batteries, and his crew relaxed in the warm spring sunshine. He had no real hope of sinking the great liner, but equally, he was in no great danger. No armed ships from the British Navy were around to harass him. Off the old head of Kinsale, he again submerged, waiting beneath the calm waters. An hour later, the Lusitania was sighted. The fateful meeting was about to take place. For survivor Mrs. Avis Foley, a 12-year-old girl who had been traveling alone to school in England, disaster struck with unexpected suddenness.
We were enjoying a delicious lunch, which was simply marvelous. The meals were all marvelous on the boat, when suddenly the whole boat was shaken by a tremendous blow. Some people say there were 2 torpedoes, but my recollection is that there was only 1.
Well, I must have been at the wheel almost half an hour, and I heard the lookoutman shout, "There's a torpedo coming on the starboard bow, sir." Well, it no sooner said starboard bow, sir, than that was it. And it must have hit very close behind the bridge, because we couldn't see one another for quite a while, for coal dust and one thing and another, and everybody thought she was going straight over. And the water started to come over the starboard wing of the bridge. The captain said, "Save yourself."
She was listing over to the starboard side pretty steeply, and I was going to get in this boat here, like, or standing by it, when the fellow got excited, and he was lowering his side down, and the other fellow either couldn't release the ropes, like, tangled, and I saw all the people emptied into the water. This fellow got panicky and lowered down and emptied the people into the water. That was the next boat, the one I got in, number 13.
The Lusitania was thought to be unsinkable. She went down, however, with appalling swiftness. 18 minutes in some accounts, 21 minutes in others. For many families, there was not time to find relatives.
I don't know how long it was in the water on the wreckage, but when I came to, there was a crowd around me, and they were pumping water from me. And next thing, they give me a cup of tea and put a blanket round me. When I went along this dock road, we were making mortuaries in each shop with white sheets on and bodies lying on the shop floors. Then from there, I went round thinking I could see my father and into London Road where I lived. When I got home, it seems my mother was down at Lamb Street with a baby.
The shock of the tragedy was felt on both sides of the Atlantic. 1,201 men, women, and children died. For several days, crowds lingered at the railway station in Liverpool, where survivors were brought, hoping against all odds that a familiar face would be among them. Most were disappointed. In Ireland, mass graves were dug for victims whose bodies had been washed ashore and could not be identified. The inquest accused the Germans of committing willful murder. No awkward questions were asked about why the Lusitania had sunk so quickly, or why only 700 people had been saved. The English newspapers concentrated the blame entirely upon the Germans. Public opinion in Britain and the United States fueled reasons for involvement in World War I. Headlines proclaimed the Germans abandoned their right to be called civilized. Violent mobs demonstrated against the Germans and broke up shops owned by German nationals. Gradually, questions began to appear. Why was the Lusitania left apparently unescorted through dangerous waters? Why did she sink so quickly?
We'll return to In Search Of, here on A&E.
This is the product they want to use once a week.
So first with the clarifier, you take all the debris
residue and the
solution and everything out. And then with the perfection, you make it all the little layers go down.
Not just that, but you see in instant, you have seen your hair change. It's in good condition instantly, and so it happened to her.
But you know what? I've always used it. I mean, I've always used it because, like, I put it in my roots because, and kind of a little bit through my hair because it makes my hair fuller.
It adds body.
Okay.
Yes. You know what it does? Because what it does is it literally thickens each individual hair. And that's why you get so much volume in the root area.
All right, so this is your once a week. Now,
right.
What's your everyday?
And then these are the everyday shampoos and the conditioner that you'll be using the rest of the week.
Microsoft Word.
See around, John.
Well, I just see vowing as a lifestyle now. It's something that I'll always do, and know that I can make a vow and pay it, and I can call on God anytime in my day of trouble or in my day of triumph.
It's just been wonderful to know that if I do have a need in my life and I can vow for it, that it will be met.
Reporting from Raleigh, North Carolina, I'm Paul Petit for Success in Life.
I love to hear these testimonials just like you folks do, because I see Jesus behind the scenes working and honoring our faith. You see, he was behind the scenes confirming the word. Jesus is responsible as our intercessor to see to it that God's promises that you and I are believing and acting on are being fulfilled and carried out, that he's in the midst of them to see to them that they're being fulfilled.
Then, a team of divers, led by the American John Light, penetrated the murky waters. They brought back photographic evidence of what happened.
In 1960, I first came here to dive on the Lusitania. Between 1960 and 1962, I made 37 dives to her personally. And with the divers that were with me, we made 109 dives altogether.
The divers found the vessel split in half. John Light made a further discovery which reveals much about the secret cargo aboard the Lusitania.
She does have, however, another split, which is caused by an internal explosion that starts on this side of the ship, just underneath the bridge, and goes down on an angle forward. And as it goes down, it opens out. And the bottom of the ship is pretty well blasted away. Now we can conclude from this that this is an extension of the explosion that occurred by the torpedo hitting the other side of the ship. The bow itself is twisted. It's twisted nearly off. But your plates are buckled outwards. And there can be no doubt that an internal explosion is what caused her to sink.
What could have caused such a gigantic explosion? Colin Simpson.
The reason why the Lusitania sunk when she was hit by one torpedo is no longer a mystery. The Lusitania was being used to carry contraband from North America to England. There is no doubt from the ship's manifest that it was a cargo of explosives. She was loaded with shells, with shell fuses, with a type of gun cotton called pyroloxine, and it was all hidden up in the forward holds. Before she was allowed to leave New York, under American neutrality laws, she had to submit a manifest, that's a list of what she was carrying, to the harbor authorities. She submitted a forgery, and the American authorities, full knowing it was forgery, accepted it. But a truer manifest was also made, and it was locked away. When the torpedo hit, it hit the exact hole, called the Orlop hole, where the gun cotton was stowed. And the torpedo just made a lot of noise, and the gun cotton blew her bottom out. She sank in 21 minutes.
U.S. knowledge of the explosives on board is revealed by a confidential White House memorandum. President Wilson asked Deputy Secretary Robert Lansing, were any contraband munitions aboard the Lusitania when torpedoed? Lansing replied, practically all her cargo was contraband of some kind. The British Admiralty ordered authorities in Ireland ensure that bodies selected for inquest have not been killed or mutilated by means which we do not wish made public.
So there was a monumental Anglo-American cover-up. It was at the highest level, involving Winston Churchill on the English side and Franklin D. Roosevelt, then Secretary of State for the Navy, on the American side. There's little doubt the American Secretary of State and his deputy both knew the true story. The cover-up had to survive two separate inquiries, one in England and one in New York. Both judges were ordered to suppress certain evidence and keep secret certain papers.
The suppressed documents reveal that Captain William Turner, master of the Lusitania, was to be made the scapegoat. From the British Admiralty came the message, I am directed to inform you that it is considered politically expedient that Captain Turner be most prominently blamed for the disaster. Winston Churchill, First Lord of the Admiralty, agreed. He said, I consider the Admiralty case against the captain should be pressed by a skillful counsel. From Lord Fisher, Captain Turner of the Lusitania is a scoundrel and has been bribed. The master of the Lusitania acted directly contrary to the written general instructions received from Queenstown during the hours immediately preceding the attack. On the facts at present disclosed, the master appears to have displayed an almost inconceivable negligence and one is forced to conclude that he is either utterly incompetent or has been got at by the Germans. Sir Edward Grey, Foreign Secretary, underlined the official approach. He said, Captain Turner was fully informed of the presence of hostile submarines in the vicinity of the place in which he was torpedoed. The inquiry was told the captain recklessly took the unarmed Lusitania into a danger area.
Next, was the crew of the Lusitania actually warned of apparent danger, or were they the victims of a deeper political plot? We'll take a look when In Search Of continues.
Who used her son, the prosecutor alleges, to kill her husband for his insurance money. That's basically the scenario the prosecutor has painted. John, in the last part of her statement, she detailed several things that happened after the crime. One being that Virginia Larsleer allegedly asked Christian Palmieri to wipe off the gun prints, and another man who turned state's evidence to encase the gun in cement. Things were offered to be done to the car that was used in the crime to make it look different. Are these things more damning than the actual event and the fact that the gunman looked like Jason's son?
Well, the prosecutor here
deliberately sent into a hazardous area where there was a German U-boat without escorts and with a dangerous cargo. And the tragedy could have been avoided. The Lusitania was designed as an armed cruiser. The archives of the National Maritime Museum clearly hold the drawings showing that she was designed to carry 12 6-inch guns. The guns were actually fitted on May the 13th, 1913. Churchill had the thought of the Lusitania being attacked by the Germans very much on his mind. He commissioned a paper on the political repercussions in the event of the Lusitania being sunk by a German submarine 5 weeks before this happened. That morning, as the Lusitania approached the old head of Kinsale, the King of England had seen the American ambassador, had said to him, what will happen if the Lusitania is sunk? Now, the Admiralty says she was clearly warned and she was told to steer a certain course. But in the Admiralty records, the page of that signal log is missing. Off the south coast of Southern Ireland is a little signal station called Valencia, which monitored those signals. And the pages of that signal book are still there. They clearly show that the Lusitania was not told the U-20 was waiting for her. And worst of all, the only sensible message clearly identified her to anybody listening. That reads, to Alfred Vanderbilt aboard the SS Lusitania Valencia, hope you have a safe crossing, looking forward to seeing you soon. At the last minute, and without telling anyone on board the Lusitania, all those escorts were withdrawn. Either it was monumental mismanagement or a calculated risk. And I've come to the conclusion it's a calculated risk.
Buried in Queenstown, far from home, the victims may therefore have been casualties of international diplomacy. Churchill, it is known, wished above all to bring the United States into the war. He wrote later, in spite of all its horror, we must regard the sinking of the Lusitania as an event most important and favorable to the Allies. At the summit, true politics and strategy are one. The maneuver which brings an ally into the field is as serviceable as that which wins a great battle. Those who died in the Lusitania were perhaps victims not just of war, but of politics. Echoes of the Lusitania began in 1941 with the USS Greer. An American destroyer, the Greer was on a mail run to Iceland. A British patrol plane spotted a German submarine and alerted the USS Greer. The Greer began to aggressively track the U-boat. The Germans, wishing to avoid detection, submerged. For 2 hours, the Greer and the German U-boat played a game of cat and mouse. Because the Greer was unmarked, the Germans assumed they were being pursued by a British destroyer, and the U-boat fired a torpedo at the American ship. The USS Greer set off depth charges.
In spite of what Hitler's propaganda bureau has invented, in spite of what any American obstructionist organization may prefer to believe, I tell you the blunt fact that the German submarine fired first upon this American destroyer, Greer, without warning and with deliberate design to sink her.
Just as the sinking of the Lusitania speeded America's entrance into World War I, the Greer incident provided the same two leaders, Roosevelt and Churchill, with reasons for stepping up America's hostilities toward Germany prior to World War II.
Friday. Why did J. Edgar Hoover command so much power? Take a peek into his secret files and see for yourself on Time Machine. Now stay tuned for A&E's An Evening at the Improv. Next.
To keep everybody here.
So why not just quit? Sell the diner for a reasonable price and move on to something new? That's a question Michael Barkowitz of the Bluebell Diner asks himself all the time. Yet it's that certain diner mystique that keeps him going.
People come from far away just to come and see a Worcester diner. Where are the Worcester diners? You go away and people are flabbergasted that you run a diner. You know, it's a big topic of conversation. You can be an engineer, you can do this, you can do that, but when you're a diner, woo, it's pretty good.
Some are probably, I can't tell you that any that are particularly greasy.
Well, not this one. We're very picky. Like I said, we close at 2:30, but we spend a good hour, hour and a half cleaning it.
Devoted to diners. More in a moment.
Good morning. It is Thursday, April 2nd, 1992. I'm Monica Gale.
And I'm Russ Mitchell, and this is CBS News Up to the Minute. Scientists are calling it one of the most important space missions ever. In just a few hours, the space shuttle Atlantis will glide back to Earth.
The shuttle is scheduled to land at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida about 6:23 Eastern Time. But in case of bad weather, the spaceship has enough food and fuel to last until Saturday. Its touchdown will end 9 days of research that should give our world new ammunition in the battle against global warming.
Camera angle now being adjusted by the Integrated Communications Officer at Mission Control.
The crew of 7 astronauts and a suite of scientific instruments will have sent back an astonishing 900 billion bits of information by mission's end. The main task of the mission that started with a fiery liftoff March 24th was to map the Earth's atmosphere and how it interacts with the sun and man-made pollutants. It's hoped the information gathered from the flight will help scientists develop solutions to ozone depletion and global warming before they become catastrophic problems.
Various scientific instruments again.
Earlier in the mission, the shuttle crew created its own auroras, filled with gleaming shooting stars with a Japanese-built electron gun. But the gun blew a fuse after excited astronauts fired it 210 times. Other than that, NASA scientists say the mission was almost trouble-free, and this morning's pre-flight checkout of steering systems showed no problems. Scientists plan 11 missions over the next decade to study the Earth's atmospheric problems.
The new head of NASA is urging the agency's employees to do their best to give the American taxpayer a better return on his or her investment. Daniel Goldwyn made the remarks in his first public appearance, since confirmed as a replacement for Richard Truly, who was forced out under White House pressure.
One person is dead after a mountain of snow slammed into a Utah ski slope. The avalanche broke loose near a tram route between Hidden Peak and Little Cloud Run. Rescuers uncovered a man who was flown by helicopter to a Salt Lake City hospital. He was pronounced dead on arrival. Police could not confirm reports that a second person may have been trapped in the slide.
2 Los Angeles area teens are hospitalized this morning after being rescued from a rain-swollen river. A 15-year-old boy took the ride of his life. He said he was boogie boarding on the river when he lost control. The boy rode the waves more than 3 miles. At one point, a firefighter lowered by a helicopter grabbed the boy, but he couldn't hold on. Finally, he was swept into calmer waters and was able to grab hold of a tow line and was pulled to safety. He is suffering from hypothermia and has a few bumps and bruises, but he should be released from a hospital later today.
In other news this morning, U.S. dollars are headed to help bail out the republics of the former Soviet Union. President Bush is promising to contribute to a $24 billion international aid fund. CBS News White House correspondent Susan Spencer has the story.
For President Bush, the multi-billion-dollar aid package is a way to help the republics. For candidate Bush, a way to play his foreign policy cards again.
We have a major stake in the success of democracy in Russia and in these other states. The cost of doing nothing could be exorbitant.
Critics, especially ex-President Nixon, have been yelling that for weeks. But as long as Pat Buchanan was blasting him on foreign aid, you did not hear George Bush pleading for more help for the republics. Now, with Buchanan dormant and Bill Clinton delivering a big foreign policy speech, well, what better day than this?
So this isn't any Johnny-come-lately thing, and this isn't driven by election year pressures. It's what's right for the United States.
The plan includes U.S. contributions to a $24 billion multinational fund, part to stabilize the ruble, part to restructure the republic's economies. A $12 billion increase in U.S. commitments for loans, and just over $1 billion in indirect farm aid. Total tab this year to help the republics is expected to be about $4.5 billion. But given Americans' dislike of foreign aid, officials were obscure about specifics.
Obviously, there is a cost, and it is real money. It is not funny money. So, but I'm not, I don't think the Secretary of the Treasury can put a number on it.
Even with the price tag smudged, this will be a hard sell in an election year.
We do have to stop the politics on this one. We have to talk about this, doing this together.
This is an investment, an opportunity that we can't afford to pass up. Otherwise, the cry would be, who lost Russia?
The White House strategy will be to sell help to the republics not as foreign aid, but as a lofty guarantee of world peace, leaving voters with the impression that it will cost practically nothing. Susan Spencer, CBS News, the White House.
Bill Clinton is out with his own ideas on how to help the former Soviet Union. The Democratic presidential hopeful is proposing a plan that sounds surprisingly like the one President Bush introduced. And Clinton unveiled it at about the same time the president announced his.
I propose that the United States take the lead in putting together a bridge loan to help Russia make its transition from the old system to the new economy. We must have no illusions. The West cannot guarantee Russia's prosperity. Even with our help, the future of Russia and the other republics remains uncertain.
Clinton's plan also includes loan guarantees, credits for the purchase of American farm products, and help for the ailing Russian ruble.
The former Soviet foreign minister is taking his urgent plea for spiritual and monetary aid to the world's newspapers. In the United States, Australia, Japan, Germany, and 5 other countries, they have donated ad space for Edward Shevardnadze's full-page ad campaign.
CBS News Moscow correspondent Jonathan Sanders is live on the telephone from Moscow. Jonathan, how are you today?
Just fine.
First question for you. What is Shevardnadze hoping to accomplish with this ad blitz?
Well, what Shevardnadze, the man who ended the Cold War, wants to do is get away from the language of politics and government to get beyond abstractions. He wants to call the world's attention to the very human problems of individuals here. After all, few people understand what an international monetary fund is or what a ruble stabilization fund is. He's talking about mothers who can't buy milk for their children and appealing for help directly to people inside what was the Soviet Union.
Important is the recent announcement of the aid from the International Monetary Fund.
Monica, the announcement is getting a lot of sympathetic attention here, but they want to see more than promises, and it's that very retail level of things that people want to see changed. The people at the Salvation Army here, for instance, say after 64 flights of food and assistance this winter to this country, nothing has come in. The soup kitchens that they've set up are running out of food. Instead of being able to feed 5,000 people a day in Moscow, they say if they don't get any real help to real people, they'll be down to feeding 500 people a day very soon.
Okay, Jonathan Sanders, live from Moscow. Thank you very much for joining us on Up to the Minute.
And when CBS News Up to the Minute returns, we'll tell you about an astronaut grounded by cancer.
Plus, Up to the Minute medicine. Stay with us.
Can I talk to you for a second?
Sure.
All right, I admit it, I was wrong. You worked wonders with Freckles, and I didn't even think it was possible.
Well, Gary, all dogs can be trained. You just have to know how. The secret to training is to understand training from your dog's point of view, so your dog can understand what you want him to do.
Easy for you to say. I mean, I spent months trying to get him to do things that, well, you had him doing in minutes.
It's really easy, Gary. It's just you that needs the training.
I needed the training. Well, okay, but luck was with me. Joel had prepared his entire training course in a complete package. What a lifesaver. This incredible program is a step-by-step, easy-to-follow course, and it works. It's powerful. Joel created this for people like me, people who want their dogs to be fun, happy members of the family. In this course, Joel shows you exactly how to get your dog to do what you want, to behave perfectly, using the proven behavior modification techniques he's perfected after years of working with animals. These techniques are, of course, completely harmless and involve no punishment whatsoever. Instead, you discover how to teach your dog by understanding your dog's point of view. You'll see how easy it is to help your dog know what you expect. In just minutes a day, and I'm not kidding, only minutes a day, I saw how to get Freckles to stay, to come, to not leap up on people, and more. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I never would have believed it. Joel's program works miracles. In a lot of ways, having the program was even better than attending classes in person, because I could review the tape anytime I wanted, or even show it to the rest of my family so they could see the right way to handle Freckles. And that's when I remembered all those people in the class with problem dogs. Now, those people were lucky enough to go to Joel's classes. But what about the thousands of people all over the country who can't? People with dogs that are driving them crazy, dogs that are hard to housebreak, or bark all the time, or they run away, or they chew on their furniture. Wouldn't those people benefit from a program like this?
Of course they would, and you can too. I was so impressed with Joel Silverman's Hollywood Dog Training Program that I wanted to make it available to everyone, everywhere. With this remarkable program, you are going to learn how to literally housebreak your dog in just minutes a day. You're going to learn how to get your dog to sit, to lie down, to come when you want your dog to come, to retrieve, to beg, to wave, to shake hands. Any of these behaviors you are going to learn how to do in just 10 minutes a day. And the results are guaranteed. If you go to a dog trainer, you are literally going to spend $300 to $500. If you go to Joel Silverman, you will spend much, much more. With this remarkable program, you can get Joel Silverman to train your dog for a fraction of that cost. That's right, only $99. And through this program, Joel Silverman will train your dog to be the dog you want it to be. Let me show you some of the remarkable items included in Joel Silverman's Hollywood Dog Training Program. First, he has his dog training video. 60 minutes of the most updated step-by-step instructions that you can find today. This is a program that works. He teaches you how to train your dog in literally just 10 minutes a day, and you will see results in less than 1 week. In addition to the videotape, he takes you through step-by-step secrets that will show you how to train your dog. Now, in addition to that, Joel Silverman has prepared 4 audio cassettes that teach you how to be a trainer. The first one is called Understanding Your Dog. You learn to think as your dog thinks. so that you understand how to train that dog from your dog's point of view. The second tape is called Basic Training. He teaches you how to teach the basic behavior program that you need your dog to learn. All of the basic behaviors. The third one is called More and Better, and this teaches the more advanced program. This teaches your dog how to do the same things that you see on television. The last one is called Teaching Greatness. Your dog becomes the dog you want it to be. And this entire program, every single thing, is only $99. And if you call now, Joel Silverman will also include the Healthy Dog Cookbook, tips and techniques that make your dog the healthy dog that you want it to be. Now, this is a program that works. Let's listen to what other people have already found using this exact same program.
The video was just great. It was like having my own trainer in my own home.
The first time that I went with him and I worked with him, I had results.
We just saw the difference between night and day in this dog.
Now, after watching the video and working with it, Shay heals when I take him for walks. He also stays when I tell him to stay. The biggest problem that people have is not getting their dogs to stay. They cannot get their dogs to stay in one spot. And as a matter of fact, I can show you how to do it. I can show you how to do it in about 3 minutes.
Joel's techniques are so powerful and so dependable, you'll see results not in weeks, not in days, but right away. Sounds incredible, I know, but just to show you I'm serious, I'll back that up with a full 30-day money-back guarantee. Hi, Julie, how are you doing?
Hi, Gary.
That's right, it's guaranteed. Try the program. Work with your dog. If for any reason you're not satisfied with your results, simply return the course for a full refund. Don't just do this for yourself. Do it for your dog. Remember, all he really wants to do is to please you, and he's so much happier when you show him how. Using positive behavior modification techniques, Joel shows you on this tape how you can train your dog to become a real member of the family. Your dog will play better with your children, won't jump up on your visitors, won't have accidents in the house. In other words, you won't look upon your dog as just a pet, but as a companion and a loyal, devoted friend. Because this tape makes you the master of your dog. Your dog will gladly obey your commands, and he'll be a joy to have around. You'll discover simple ways to get your dog to actually listen and want to obey, whether you're teaching basic walking behavior, housebreaking, or special skills that'll make your dog a better playmate. Joel's course is as easy as watching and listening to a few tapes, and it's less than you might pay for a single visit to the vet. In fact, speaking of medical care, don't forget you'll be receiving this special bonus, the Healthy Dog Cookbook, with this one-of-a-kind course. After all, keeping your dog in top physical condition makes him happier and easier to train. You've all heard the saying that a dog is man's best friend. Well, to be honest, in the beginning of my relationship with Freckles, I wasn't so sure. But now I'm convinced he is, and I'm not alone.
Babe is almost 10 years old, and it's been a good 5 years since we've done any serious training with him, and he picked this up real quick. It's very easy, very positive.
I've already recommended Joel's program to everybody I know who has a dog. Every neighbor in the neighborhood is trying to do the same thing. I said, use Joel's program. Because I go out and I show off. You know, we have neighbors and I go out and say, oh, to sit. Like that. He just sits down.
I tried to train him before, but I really didn't know how to do it right. So it never really worked. I'd get real frustrated and say, oh, you know, he can't be trained and stuff. But now I learned the right way, and it worked great.
I would recommend this course to absolutely anybody. Anybody who's got a dog, if you're not using Joel's course, you're missing out on an opportunity to turn your dog into a great animal.
Joel taught me, first of all, through the video, that I was to be extremely consistent, which I knew in my head, but I hadn't bothered carrying out. He also taught me that it was okay to have places that I just did not want this dog to be, and he taught me how to keep him out of those places.
I would recommend it to anyone who has a dog. I mean, there's so many people out there who have dogs who they spend time with and they love them, and they wish that they would do the things that they want them to do. It's easy. It's easy.
Joel and his video have helped Captain and I to like one another.
What I've done with these tapes is I've taken all of my knowledge that I've learned over the past 13 years as an animal trainer and put it all into one tape. And by putting it into a tape and taking everything that I've learned, what we've done is we've actually let people take me home with them, me as a trainer home with them, watch the tape. If they have problems with the animal, they can go back to the tape, refer to certain things, and maybe in the next couple of months, if they get another dog, 3 or 4 months later, they can actually refer to the tape again. They don't have to go to another obedience class. And the most important thing is they actually get a knowledge of training, and they become a trainer. I make people trainers.
And he does make people trainers, and he will make you a trainer. Joel Silverman will teach you how to train your dog in less than 10 minutes a day, and you will see results in less than 1 week. This is a program that is guaranteed to work, and it is like no other, and it is easy. Let's listen to how easy this program really is.
Very easy. I just watched what he was doing, and it was very easy to understand and just follow right away.
And WOKV General Manager Jeff Dorff took the microphone and apologized.
Big part of our function is to entertain you. And if you weren't entertained this morning and if we caused you problems, we certainly apologize. The intent was to follow a tradition in the radio business, which is to do a zany type of humorous event on April Fool's Day.
Dorff says listeners were even given clues that it was all a joke.
The first interview we did just after 6 o'clock from a purported airport spokesperson who we identified as Theodore Geisel of the airport. Most people may recognize that Theodore Geisel is the late Dr. Seuss.
Jacksonville actually does have an emergency landing site for the shuttle, but it is not at Jacksonville International Airport.
One more thing to tell you. In the spirit of April Fool's Day, an airport official said he would not be surprised if the next time someone from that radio station flew, their baggage might end up in space. Touché.
Might be the truth. That's going to do it for us.
We'll be back.
That you can learn. You can teach your dog to sit. You can teach your dog to stay. You can literally
Shocking photography. Join acclaimed naturalist David Attenborough for a close encounter with raw nature as you've never seen it before. Violent footage shows you the thrill of the hunt and the strategy of the kill, the relentless drive to continue the bloodline, and the miracle of birth. Call now and receive Hunting and Escaping for $9.99 and see up close why the law of the jungle is kill or be killed. Try Hunting and Escaping. If it captures your interest, you can get other videos about every other month. Each tape explores the harsh realities of survival in the animal world. People magazine calls Trials of Life visually stunning. See the deadly art of survival in the wild with Trials of Life. Some scenes may not be suitable for younger viewers. Take a walk on the wild side with Trials of Life. Call now to order Hunting and Escaping for $9.99 and find out why we call them animals.
To order your Trials of Life video, call 1-800-526-7800. That's 1-800-526-7800. Or send $9.99 plus $3.23 shipping and handling to Trials of Life, P.O. Box 1880, Department 02, Alexandria, Virginia. Or call 1-800-526-7800.
Tomorrow, she's outspoken, she's under attack, and she fights back. The self-proclaimed equal partner.
Pat Buchanan tried to make opposition to foreign aid a big issue. Now he's more or less a goner. Bob Kerrey tried to oppose foreign aid as an issue. He's a goner. Jerry Brown's trying to oppose it. We'll see what's going to happen to him. But isn't it pretty clear now that opposition to foreign aid, this new isolationism that you endorse, is not as popular as a political issue as some people thought just a few months ago?
First of all, Mike, let's not get involved in the name-calling of isolationism. Nobody's an isolationist in this country.
Stick to foreign aid.
Well, I think it's important if presidential candidates raise the issue, they also tie it into the issue of excess military spending and the fact that both of them have had a detrimental impact on the U.S. economy, that we are continuing to subsidize
you haven't
other
answered
nations.
One question I've asked you this entire program. Let me try again. Isn't it clear that opposition to foreign aid, which is something you feel very strongly about, has turned out not...
Well, only seats 6,000, a third the size of the planned Los Angeles location. Well, are you wondering how Monday night's Oscar ceremonies did in the ratings? Well, here's the answer in the Hollywood Minute.
This is Dennis Michael with the Hollywood Minute.
The Oscars were a smash. The AC Nielsen rating service indicates the Academy Award broadcast Monday night had a 29.8 rating and a 50 share, which means 50% of the sets in use in the United States on Monday night were tuned to Tinseltown. It was the third increase in audience size for the Oscars.
Democratic presidential contenders try something new, a debate on foreign policy. And 1991 is called an unparalleled disaster for corporate America. Coming up later in the half hour, weather and sports, we'll hear more about what the candidates are saying on the campaign trail and what's on page 1 and page 30, probably, a look at today's newspapers from across the country. But first, the news. Aaron?
Well, the White House has been playing a delicate juggling act of late balancing domestic needs with demands for aid to the old Soviet Union. So yesterday, when the president announced plans to contribute $6 billion to an international plan for Russia, he tried to tailor it for domestic consumption. Here's ABC's Ann Compton.
President Bush returned to the role of world leader to announce the U.S. must join other powers and help pay $24 billion for democracy to flower in the former Soviet Union. But he could not escape the role of domestic budget keeper, promising the U.S. share will not drain taxpayers' pockets in tight economic times.
It's not a tremendous amount of money. Our commitment is very, very substantial.
In fact, it proved near impossible for the president's team to explain exactly how much money and where it would fit in the budget. It was not difficult to explain where the money would go, most of it to Boris Yeltsin's Russia, because he has made the most progress toward economic reform. Even though most leading Democrats agreed it is time to lay politics aside, some in Congress continue to question the president's focus.
Where's his plan to help Americans trying to make a buck here at home?
The White House does hope to sell the aid package as a domestic necessity. The president says the U.S. won the Cold War and losing the peace would carry a staggering price tag, one he won't even contemplate. Ann Compton, ABC News, the White House.
There must have been something in the air yesterday because President Bush wasn't the only one talking about foreign policy. The two Democratic presidential contenders were doing the same, giving a rare look at their views on the world scene. ABC's Chris Bury has that story. Having a tape problem, Aaron?
That's what you do right when we have a tape problem,
Throw
Aaron.
it to you. Aaron, it's your fault. Aaron?
Wow. Over the past 5 years, the U.S. has seen a steady rise in the number of bank failures, but federal regulators now say they will slow down the number of bank closings this year, and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation expects to have enough money to handle failures by increasing the premiums that healthy banks will pay. Just one problem that doesn't seem to go away, the crisis in the nation's savings and loan industry. Yesterday, the House of Representatives rejected a White House request for another infusion into the Resolution Trust Corporation. Now both parties are scrambling to figure out another way to keep the agency running for the next 6 months. The RTC was created to oversee the S&L bailout. Lisa?
Stop me if you've heard this before. The two Democratic presidential contenders were debating foreign policy yesterday, and ABC's Chris Bury has that story.
The Democratic race took a rare detour into foreign policy. Last night, in a TV debate, both Governor Clinton and Jerry Brown supported the president's plan for aid to the former Soviet republics, though both had reservations about it.
He could have given the outlines of this policy months and months ago, and he didn't because he was tacking to the isolationism of Pat Buchanan.
I think it's good, and obviously we have to be a part of the international family, but still they can't seem to get it right that we must be strong here at home.
On defense, both Clinton and Brown called for cuts in the size of American forces overseas, though Brown would cut much deeper. On Israel, particularly important to New York's Jewish voters, Brown is more critical of Israeli settlements.
I think it would really help if Israel would stop those settlements now, but I don't want to in any way put the pressure on them so you give a false signal and weaken the process.
Earlier, Clinton, in a major foreign policy speech in New York, criticized President Bush for favoring the Arab nations in the Middle East peace talks.
By repeated public attacks only on Israel, this administration has damaged its ability to act as an honest broker.
For Clinton, the speech was a chance to appear presidential in his grasp of foreign policy issues. That seems less of a concern to Brown, who insisted that foreign policy mattered less to him than attacking the urban problems of places like New York. Chris Bury, ABC News, New York.
If you live in the Great Lakes states or on the East Coast, you are waiting desperately, patiently for spring. You may not want to hear this, but we must tell it anyway. It's winter, and it's still here. Snow will fall from western Pennsylvania all the way up into Maine. In the Southwest, expect another wet day. They've had a bunch. The rest of the nation should be sunny and pleasant and spring-like. Record highs, in fact, continue in the Pacific Northwest. Here's the forecast now and the...
Healthy. A lot of foods are wearing that name. And yeah, they may have the numbers to back it up. But do they have a taste that'll make you want to eat them? Now this is Healthy Favorite Smoked Turkey.
Because all of you now think your moral duty is to try to take whatever I say and twist it into the worst possible way. I didn't say I didn't try.
But you said you didn't inhale it.
I didn't. I tried. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. I've still never smoked a cigarette in my life. I tried to do it. I didn't. The difference between you and me is that I didn't sit there and calculate that. That woman was the first person that ever asked me the direct question, that I could recall anyway, about when I was overseas. So I said I tried it a couple of times in England. I'd never smoked a cigarette. I had difficulty doing that. It didn't do anything for me, and I'd always been a control freak because I grew up in an alcoholic family, which I told everybody. And I didn't want to be out of control anyway. But I tried it. I acknowledge trying it. I don't care. What difference does it make whether I inhaled it or not?
Look, this is the power right here. This is the power that's going to take back this country for you and for all of us, not just the few who have been ripping us off. Voter power, people power, care power, American power. Hey, this country's got the money, we've got the people, we've got the technology. All we need is the solidarity of the union movement, the environmental movement, the people movement, the New York movement. The people of this country can take it back. And you're looking at a winning coalition. You know, Reverend Jackson has made this rally available, and we're going to make him available as the next vice president.
I intend to serve our party and our country, and if the nominee of our party were to seek my support as a partner, the convention were to ratify it, I would be honored to serve.
What about Jimmy Carter endorsing your opponent?
Well, let me look. When my opponent trashed Paul Tsongas and basically lied and said he was against Israel and Social Security, I didn't hear anybody say he was being negative. My campaign is a threat to the established hierarchy of the party that has failed, and we're offering people a real change of revitalization and reform, and I expect that this is just the beginning.
Does Jimmy Carter's endorsement help Clinton?
We'll find out. But this is not about Jerry Brown. It's about finally pushing aside an incumbent party that is not working for people, giving the revitalization and the participation that this registration drive indicates. We're standing here with regular folks, regular people in this town, in this city, that want something done. I came here 20 years ago, and so did Jimmy Carter, and we stood in front of burnt-out buildings in the Bronx, and 20 years later, nothing happened. And that's what I'd like somebody to explain to me. What happened? And the president himself was standing there, and the rubble is still there with little kids playing it. I think it's a disgrace. And the only way we're going to change it is to break the stranglehold of the big money that owns Clinton, that's running this campaign in a way that obscures the real issue, which is not a list of things to do, but it's rather a shift in the power of who's doing it and in whose benefit.
Well, you all seem to be listening to politics. You're not necessarily thrilled with what you hear, however. That's a reaction we get from our letters to the editor 900 line. We've got lots of calls on politics. We'd like you to call, too. You don't have to talk about politics. Talk about anything at all. We'll tell you how to do it in a moment. But first, the views of some people who've already figured it out.
This is Richard J. Urgaitis, and I'm calling from Flint, Michigan. Politicians seem to be opportunists of one degree or another. What is needed is more statesmen. Abraham Lincoln said, the government who governs least governs best. Also has once been said, I believe by Benjamin Franklin, if history has not been studied, we are bound to repeat it.
I live in Dallas, Texas. How come, if this is a Democratic...
My name is Michael, and that one's Alexander. It's Alexander and Michael. All right, is that right? All right, now, what do? You oil these pigs up, and then you what? You wrestle them?
Well, you have to pin them.
How did you get involved in something like this?
Insanity. Lapse of my mind. It just left for like a day.
I see. Do you want to try that now? I mean, are we going to see? I don't ever saw anything like this. This is the first time I've ever seen. You want to try that? You want me to hold these bottles?
You probably will never want to see this.
Really?
Again.
You like to? You do this in clubs?
No. It's a special guest appearance for you. I came out, and I'm doing it again. I did it once, went into retirement. Now I've decided to come back and do it just for you because I love you.
Does it hurt the pigs at all?
No, but they squeal like crazy.
All right, well, let me see what that is. I'd love to see it. There's the oil over there, and show me how to do that. This is some stupid show, and I'll talk about Snapple. I've never seen anything like this. I understand this is this a very popular thing? Very popular? All right. This is Teresa Lynn. Now, what do? You oil the pigs?
Yeah, slightly.
Well, you must really, you must be a lot of fun. I never saw anything like this. Yeah, slightly.
You, like I said, you probably won't want to again.
Right. I see you're oiling the pigs, and what happens now?
Well,
I'll tell you, the lights are so hot here, they'll probably suntan these pigs. Now, where are they going? They're running away from you, aren't they? I don't think they like you.
I don't think
You
so
mind oiling me?
Come on, Alex.
Well, what happened here? What is going on?
They're like hiding.
Well, all right. I tell you what. Maybe we'll see that later. I tell you what. We're going to try that on the next commercial. And let me tell you about Snapple. Come over here, will you? You're a lot of fun. You ever make it with a woman?
Never.
Never?
No.
2 guys at the same time?
I like the male anatomy.
2 guys at the same time?
No, I haven't been that fortunate.
You made love on top of the Eiffel Tower, is that true?
Yes.
Well, do you love the taste of Snapple?
I love Snapple. Snapple is my favorite drink of all time.
Well, you know,
I don't go anywhere without it.
Wow, isn't that great? A woman who oils pigs loves Snapple. Everybody loves it. Now, have you heard some of the big soda companies? They're coming out with clear colas. They're trying to imitate Snapple. You see, Snapple is all natural. They don't understand these other soda companies. This is what people want. Why should you drink preservatives and artificial coloring? You know there's no artificial coloring in here. You see this peach, Melba? The only color you're seeing is the natural color of peach. Do you believe that?
I believe it.
Yes. I would have liked to have seen the pigs, but I don't know what happened. This is some show. Anyway, Snapple sodas are made with 100% natural ingredients, absolutely no chemicals, no artificial colors or preservatives. They're salt-free and caffeine-free. Now, I want you to try Snapple. You will love the taste of this soda, and it's good for you because there's no artificial anything. There's a wide range of flavors, including diet. Get Snapple sodas and other 100% natural products, made from the best stuff on earth. It's Snapple. Pigs love Snapple in their trough.
Make your fantasy.
Your pathetic life to change? Well, here's the man who can make your dreams come true. The Dreamweaver, the shining star himself, Jack Office. Welcome, Jack.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great. Thank you, Robin. I tell you, I have a pornographic chin. I'm back there stroking this thing. I love it. I can't believe it. Yeah, that's right, Robin. I'm the guy with the dreams. I love to make your dreams come true. You know, I know we are going to top last week's show, but it's going to be rough.
Refresh my memory, Jack.
Jack. I told you we should have rehearsed this.
Refresh my memory, Jack.
Spoken like a true pro.
What happened in last week's show?
Well, let me tell you something. It was unbelievable. Last week's show was so exciting. First, I helped you get a date with your bald mystery man. Man, look how happy you look.
Oh,
and then, we got Stuttering John, a role in the porno movie JFKY, the story of a rear-entry president. And last but not least, we really made dreams come true. For our executive producer, John Lolis, we arranged a dangerous liaison with an underage runaway teenage boy.
Wow!
Yes,
now I remember. That was really a great show, Jack.
Yes, it was. And you know something? I love making dreams come true. That's why so many of you write us letters.
So what do you have in store for us this week?
We are going to bless someone's life this week. Let's bring out our first dreamer, Robin. Please welcome Lori D. Raffle.
Come on in, Lori, and have a seat.
Hi, how are you? Take a seat.
This is Jack Offen.
Yes, I'm Jack Offen. Come take a seat, my dear. Don't be afraid to have all of your dreams come true. Let me tell you something. My dream this week came true. Ralph made me up so I don't look like Merv Griffin.
Yes!
Let me tell you something. Now, Lori, you wrote me, and I have your letter here. And you told us that you've had a pretty tough life so far. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah, it's been in and out of tough, yeah.
You poor little doll face.
I survived it, that's the main thing.
Well,
Now,
how tough has it been?
You said that you had financial problems. Is that correct?
Now I am, yeah.
Things are pretty tough?
Yeah.
Things at home, you've been without work for a while?
Yeah, my husband's been out since second week of December.
So it has not been easy, and the kids are having a hard time. Is that right?
Right.
What's wrong with the kids?
Well, you try not having any money. You'll see what's wrong with your kids. Well, you say that your husband thinks you look like Donna Mills. Let's take a look. Do you look like Donna Mills? Let's see.
Well, that's Donna Mills.
That's Donna Mills, side by side. You know what? You look a little like Donna Mills, don't you?
Yeah, I see a resemblance.
I see the similarity, yes. Now, you say that your husband tells you that you sing like Stevie Nicks. Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Does your husband have a tin ear?
There, come on, seriously.
Well, it's not my husband, you know.
Everyone says you sing like Stevie Nicks.
Not everyone, but...
Can you sing a little bit like Stevie Nicks for us? All right, do a little Stevie Nicks type stuff for us. A little something, anything, I don't care.
The landslide song?
Okay.
Acapella?
Acapella, or without music, either one.
I thought we were going to have a little musical accompaniment.
Well, we will in a minute.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I took my love and I took it down. I climbed mountains and I turned around. And I saw my reflection.
Very good, yes! Well, you told me that your dream is to sing on television. And you want to get a record deal and split the money with me, Jack Offen.
Oh, my.
That's right. And my dream is to go deaf. I don't want to hear any records. I don't even care. But let me tell you something. I don't want any of your money. Now, you want a record deal very badly. That would get you out of a financial bind. Now, I happen to know, and Robin, you know this as well, there are record producers who watch our show every week. And maybe you can impress them. So I'm going to ask everyone in the audience now to pay special attention because we're going to have a special song.
We have a nightclub set up here.
Yes. Yes, we do. Look at that.
Look at our beautiful curtain and a ball.
Where did we get a budget for that, Robin? I can't believe it. Well, I can't believe it. Now, the smoke is to give you that sexy kind of look.
Make you look more like Donna Mills.
That's right. Make you look... Enough smoke. Go on over there, Lori. Lori, you asked us for it. Ladies and gentlemen, for your listening and viewing enjoyment, I give you the mother of two who sings like Stevie Nicks, and through the smoke, she even looks more like Stevie Nicks. Now, that's what we have the smoke for.
We're not just friends. We were just lovers in love now. I know it's a truth. And even dreaming on here in my own home. You shine so bright, just like from the start, because you showed me the way to keep on dreaming on the Lord. Just there for a moment, but I'm sure to lead us to, well, something new. Just there for a moment, when I'm sure to lead us to, well, something new.
Wow, your dream came true on this show. Robin and I got so romantic during that song. It's the first time that ever happened to me. You know, last week, I had Robin on all fours during a romantic song.
Now,
Wow.
Jack, don't tell our secret.
You sounded great. You really did. You know, one of the ways to get ahead in the record industry is to put your hand down Jack's pants. If you don't go for that kind of thing.
Got ahead.
You don't go for that kind of thing? Well, you sing very well, and I want to say something. Eric Clapton here is a pretty good guitar player. Come on, let's hear it. What's your name? Scott Appel. Scott Appel, everybody. Well, hey, what the hell is this ball hitting me in the back for every minute? Woo! Well, let me tell you something. I know there are record guys out there, and you sang very well, and I hope we made your dream come true. It's time for a couple with a wild sexual fantasy. I want you to meet Michelle and Don Martell. Come on out here. Wow, hubba, hubba, yeah. Woo!
Welcome, Don and Michelle.
Well, let me say, hey, I love your outfit. This is your wife, huh? She looks hot. I love it. It's with a belly button exposed. I love that look. You guys are wild swingers. Come on, sit down. Hey, let me tell you something. This show is unbelievable because we make people's fantasies come true. Now, you contacted us. Tell us, what is your fantasy?
To meet Becky Reck.
Now, take a look at this picture. This is a picture of Becky Reck. She's been on Lesbian Dating Game a couple of times. Describe your fantasy with Becky. What would you like to have happen?
Just about anything.
You'd like to kiss her?
I'd like her to use her sex toys on me.
You
the
would?
ones that she said in her room, her harnesses.
Oh, you remember everything she said.
So what's so special about Becky, do you think? Is she kind of masculine looking? Is that it?
Oh, she's cute.
She's cute. Are you bored with your present sex life? Your husband looks like a stud. He looks like he
Not
could...
at all.
Not at all? Are you a little jealous of this? Maybe you're afraid you'll lose her to lesbianism?
Rather lose her to that than another man, you know?
You'd rather lose her to that than another man. I understand. Now, how did you two meet?
An old boyfriend of mine.
I see. And what do you think of Becky?
His best friend.
Are you attracted to Becky at all?
I don't know. I haven't met her, you know. I'd like to meet her.
Well, what will your family and friends think of this?
I really don't care.
You don't care? Will your mom be watching the show?
Oh, definitely. I told her to watch.
Oh, my goodness.
Did you tell her what you were going to be doing?
No, I figured I'd let that be a surprise.
Robin, are you crazy? We can't tell her mother. Her mother will have a heart attack. Well, Michelle, are you nervous?
No, not really.
I am going to ask Becky to come out here right now. You asked us for it. Come on out, Becky.
Becky Reck.
Becky Reck. Here she is. Wow. Wow. All right. Well, how do you like that? There you go. Well, let me tell you something. Take a seat. Now,
Well,
Becky, aren't you amazed all the times that you've been on the show, all the women go wild for you. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Now, what do you think of this beautiful woman who saw you on TV and wants you? What do you think of her?
Pretty cool.
She's pretty attractive, isn't she?
And what do you think of Becky now that you see her in the flesh?
Same thing I did before I came on the show.
Are you having sexual feelings right now?
Quiver, you mean?
Yeah, are you a little nervous?
Well, yeah, I guess so. A little nervous.
Ooh. I think there are magnets in her tattoos. I really do. They're all attracted. I mean, you know, as sexy and as attractive as I am, Jack Often, I can't believe I don't even get this much women. Are you attracted to Jack Often?
Not really.
Hey, come on. This looks a little like Becky, don't it? Yeah.
No way.
Hey, go ahead and touch Watch it. Go ahead. It's like being with a woman. Yes. Hey, old man, are you having some fun? You might get to see these two in the sack, huh? Well,
what do you think? What do we do now?
do you feel like kissing each other? Huh? Do you feel like that?
Yeah, he does.
Do you feel like that? I mean, you're blushing. Come on.
Now, you probably haven't kissed a woman since you were 14. Oh, even your husband wants it.
He don't care. Do you mind if they kiss? Not at all. Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Take charge, Becky.
You better look you up after
You
this
want to
show.
kiss her.
Jack, how does that make you feel?
I need another Kleenex. Hey, you two, I have a great idea for you two to really get to know each other. If you really would like to take me up on it. Now, here's my idea. First of all, I think Becky ought to take off that bandana. No, but in all seriousness, I need bigger pants. Hey, did you two see the show where Martha Quinn and I did the love scene from Here to Eternity? Did you see that?
Yes.
Did you see that scene?
No.
I did a beach scene with Martha Queen. Martha Queen.
What have you got on your mind?
I'm losing it. I can't tell you how romantic it was. It was an actual scene called From Here to Eternity.
You remember that movie?
Martha Quinn and I were on the beach.
I remember.
And I played the man, but Becky could play the man. You guys could do the same scene.
You could be Burt Lancaster.
Right. You could be Burt Lancaster, and you could do the Martha Quinn role. And you two would have something to do together. You could act out this scene, the beach scene.
Will I be stoked?
Well, I don't know what'll happen. It could be wild. You want to give it a try? You want to see a little bit of that scene? Do we have that on tape? Do we have a little of that? What do you think, Becky? Come on. Let's have some real fun. There I am. Look.
You don't give
See?
anyone anything, do you? I already told you that I've never met anybody who made me feel the way you do, and then you call me a...
Karen, listen to me. I didn't think it was possible. But I love you.
Well, I know.
I love you so much.
I didn't think it was possible.
I love you so friggin' much. Would you two guys like to do that for your fantasy?
My fantasy.
Come on, Becky. You want to try it?
Yeah. Rolling around on the floor.
Reading from the part and being an actor? Would you like to try it, the two of you? Come on. Let's have some fun. What do you say? What do you say? Oh, you want to try it? Yeah! When we come back, this new couple, while the husband watches, will act out From Here to Eternity on this wild fantasy show. We make your fantasies come true. I love shows like this. I love it. I love it when people volunteer.
Here to North Attleboro in a comfortable condo.
Ultimate telephone fantasy. Fantasy numbers to try for free. Call right now for big girls. Yeah. Blonde girls. Ooh. Black girls. And more. Call them all and try them free. The maximum telephone fantasies. They're waiting for you right now. Experience America's favorite $2.95 a minute fantasy lines with the first minute free.
Well, to meet the right person. But now there's a modern answer to the...
I never knew it could be like this. Nobody ever kissed me the way that you do.
Nobody?
No, nobody.
Not even one out of all the women you've been with?
Now that would take some figuring. How many women do you think there have been?
Well, I wouldn't know. Can't you give me a rough estimate? Or maybe I already know.
What's the matter? What are you hinting at?
Why, is there something to be hinting at? Maybe there's been a long line of beach parties like this one.
You must be crazy.
Don't go. Kiss me.
Oh! Yeah. Hey. What happened to a really passionate kiss here? Come on. Hey, don't you guys... What do you guys want me to put the lines on Becky's tattoos? I mean, what's with you guys? Come on, passion.
Passion, now do that again.
Just do the kiss again.
Are you two hitting it off? You guys liking each other?
Yeah, I like her fine.
Hey, look at your husband over there. He's holding hands with Gary. Hey, whoa, look at that over there. Now pick it up from there and keep kissing. Passion.
You're in love.
You're in love.
I gotta...
Don't go. Kiss me.
Yeah, wrap your arms around her. Put your leg around her. That's it. Yes.
There you go.
That's it, that's it. Now that's a love scene. Now that's...
You don't leave a person anything, do you? I've never found a woman that...
Michelle, listen to me. Listen, I didn't think it was possible, but I love you.
I know. Until I met you, I didn't think it could be possible either.
Ouch!
What happened?
This bottle of massage oil stuck me in the ass.
Oh, yeah, that happens on lesbian beaches all the time.
Well, here, let me rub some sand all over you.
Give her a rub down. Oh, yeah.
Wherever.
Rub her down on her belly.
Feels good. I don't know. Motion lotion.
It's wax.
Hey, let me tell you something, Becky. You act worse than you dress. What kind of massage is that? Look at that. Come on, passion.
Keep going, keep going.
Keep moving along.
Oh, Becky, I feel so crazy. This is so romantic. You, me, the ocean.
I will shelter you.
Hey, it's a fish. Keep going. Passion. Hug her.
Nothing ever felt so right, Becky.
Yes, we're a perfect pair.
Like fork and knife, hand and glove, tuna and fish.
Hey, what about your husband? Hey, what about your husband?
Put the fish back in the bucket.
Yeah, there's dying over here. Get the fish.
Come on, what is that? Hey!
Get the fish.
What the hell are you guys doing? The fish is dying here. Come here.
Get that one back there, Jack.
Hey, that was some scene. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Wow. Kiss again. Wild. Kiss again.
Yeah, take me.
Wow. Ooh, I'll tell you that. Well, I gotta tell you, that was a great scene. I can't believe it. Let's bring out your husband now. Well, how do you two feel about each other now that you... How do you two feel about each other? Look at the hair under your arms. Like you got more than me. I can't believe it. Now, how did you two like that? Come on, turn around to the camera here.
It was great.
Now, did that turn you on, seeing your wife? You did?
Great.
It was great? You're not a little jealous?
No.
Can't believe it, huh? And what about you? Did you feel very romantic?
Oh, yeah.
And you got turned on during those love scenes?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you? You liked it, huh?
Oh, yeah, especially with the water
You like that?
flying in my face.
Do you two think you'll see each other and go out on a date?
Possibly.
Do you
but
think
he's
so?
buying.
Yeah? And you don't mind?
We got plans on.
Yeah, you plan on...
babysitter.
You have a babysitter and you plan on getting together. Well, dreams really do come true, I tell you that. And I want you guys to come see us again after the day. Come on in, Robin. Let's say goodnight to everybody.
Wow, Jack, I can't believe this worked out so well.
Yeah, that's what's great about it. I can't believe how great this show worked out. Well, we're going to let you two go off alone and get to know each other better. Remember, if you ask us for it, we just might give it to you, okay? Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Yes, I am a lesbian.
You can't tell me that you're Irish.
Are you losing your hair? Huh? Is this some show or what? Packed with excitement. I can't believe it. And look at our stuttering John.
The finale of a great show.
Hero of the stupid.
Look at that new hairdo he's got. You notice? It's very subtle, but there's a sweep to the side like Veronica Lake. Right?
You like that?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It looks good. It looks very nice.
You think that's better?
I think so.
I think it's a little better.
Maybe we ought to change that insignia to Hero of the Unkempt. Well, come on, let's get right into it. Where were you this week, John?
Well, I went to the St. Patrick's Day parade. The gays weren't allowed in the parade, so they all had a little protest.
A little protest?
Yeah, because the Hibernians wouldn't let them in.
Hibernians? And who are the Hibernians?
Beats the hell out of me. But let's just get right into
Let's find out who it is.
Inside again.
All right. Here we go. Well, there's the big parade, everybody. As you can see, there's a lot of marching and a lot of wacky outfits.
How do you know your kid is broke?
There's no Howard Stern?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. You don't like him?
Just a bastard, please.
Oh, really? You don't like him?
Not at all.
Because he's having a show this Friday if anybody wants to come on.
Not.
What are you protesting about?
Our exclusion from being in the parade.
So you're a lesbian?
Now, she has a very deep voice, doesn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I
wait till
see.
you find out what she did.
Basically, post-operative transsexual.
Oh, so you're a guy?
No, I'm not. I was.
Oh, really? And you had it chopped off?
Yes.
Oh! Whoa, was that painful or what?
No.
Hey, now, wait a second. Wasn't she at the Martha Ray Mark Harris party? He looks a little familiar. I got to check that out. I'm going to look into that. I'll tell you that.
Well, it's not, but I was asleep at the time, you know.
So now you're happy about it?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Whoa!
Whoa!
But isn't that like a scar down there? Like...
not since I last looked.
Are you lesbian?
Yes, I am.
Oh, really?
Yes, I am a lesbian.
But you can't tell me that... that you're Irish.
No, I'm not Irish.
So, you know, what does it matter, you know?
Bigotry is wrong.
Give her a nice kiss.
Whoa! Oh, my goodness. Now, those are two girls, aren't they?
Yeah.
Interracial lesbian love.
That, you know, I've always said interracial heterosexual love is the most taboo kind of love. But to see this taboo kind of love, to see a girl kissing a girl of different races is... Ooh.
It is really taboo.
Oh, my goodness. Let's see it again. I got Erin Go-Boner. Whoa. Salt and pepper Lesbos. Yeah. Hama. I wonder if their parents are watching tonight.
You familiar with Howard?
I'm sorry?
Familiar with Howard?
I don't like Howard Stern. Thank you very much.
How come?
I think he's a homophobe. I think he's very sexist, and I just don't like him.
This is your girlfriend, right?
You're not a homophobe.
I might be sexist, but I'm no homophobe.
You see, you know that's a girl. You sure you wouldn't want to come on the show?
No, thanks.
I saw how he treated lesbians on his show.
Well, he has you make out and stuff. You don't like that?
No, I think that's disgusting.
Is your boyfriend here?
Yeah, here's Josh. Josh is a great fan of Howard Stern.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
So you guys are like boyfriends?
Yes.
And you're like exclusively going out?
Over here.
So you're lesbian?
Yes, I am.
No, I didn't know that. How would I know?
We're all
Is there a way to tell?
being here.
Is there a way to tell if someone's like lesbian? Is there something to look for?
No.
I'm being honest.
No.
You wouldn't want to come on the show?
No.
Seems like a lot of lesbians wear hats.
Maybe that's how you tell.
That's how you tell.
There might be something to that. I was wearing a hat the other day, some women started coming on to me.
I just personally don't like the man. Period.
He isn't against gays or anything.
Then you ought to say that more often in his show. Look, get the camera out of my face.
Excuse me?
Homophobia's got to go. Hey, hey.
Move down the line.
Homophobia's got to go. Hey, hey.
Move down the line.
Now, let me say something. That is a unusual looking... Now, is that a lesbian or a homosexual?
That's our producer, Kevin.
Oh, I thought that was a lesbian. I said, boy, she's attractive. Oh, that's our producer, Kevin. That's right. Yes. He looks good. He's wearing a hat, I noticed. That's our little look at the homosexual community, Robin and John. That was a lot of fun tonight, wasn't it? Wasn't that great? Yeah. Hey, come on over. Here's one of the lesbians now. Come on in, honey. Look at her. Hey, she's gorgeous. Come here. Come here, honey.
Kevin loved it.
Wow, look at you.
Kevin loved it.
Look at that.
Why don't you like Howard?
I'm lying, no, because actually I was just holding that up.
Now, you say your name is Kevin McWoman? Now, what happened there? You got to the parade and you got caught up in the spirit of it?
I just got caught up in the whole spirit of it and decided to convert, yeah.
Wow, isn't that
something? I had
something?
to hold the guy's sign so he could give me his card so we could try to book him.
Hey, she's our favorite producer, isn't she? All right, very good. Huh?